Hello again. Now, lack of good governance has far-reaching consequences, from Eskom's capacity issues to poor roads and ailing water infrastructure, not to mention corruption. Then there's long outstanding issue of migration from analog to digital terrestrial television broadcast. Well, it seems that fixing all these and other problems will require much more than a change of personnel in government. For more, I'm joined now by Ivo Vegter, a researcher at the Institute of Race Relations. Ivo, good afternoon. Just reading your opinion piece the other day, and I'm thinking, how is this country going to fix its problems? But you're making a very interesting point that to fix a dysfunctional government is not enough just to change the faces or personnel, but it takes more than that.
That's right. I was watching the new Minister of Communications, Kumbuzo Ntshavheni, and I thought she was doing a great job. In the 8 months since her appointment, she has shown more urgency and determination than any minister in her portfolio before her. And, this is admirable, and this is just what the sector needed. But the problem is taking those decades of failure and turning them around wasn't just a matter of acting on old promises. She finally auctioned off this wad of spectrum that was supposed to have been freed up by the switch from analog to digital television. And then she ran into a brick wall. Her predecessors were supposed to have installed millions of digital set-top boxes like 10 years ago. I remember writing about it since 2008, but they didn't. And then, according to court papers that were filed by the SABC, only 165,000 set-top boxes were installed in the 2.9 million households that were supposed to receive government-subsidized equipment. Now, this has far-reaching consequences. Free-to-air television stations, they're facing the prospect of losing much of their audience.
Yeah, that's one. I mean, that's one of the examples you use very well and to make your point. But the other one is Eskom.
Eskom is the same. It's the same problem, I think Andre de Ruyter is a competent guy. I think he has the best will in the world. I think he has government support in doing what he's doing. But, he's always fighting 3 times as much unplanned maintenance as he is planned maintenance. He is fighting with syndicates that are sabotaging Eskom. In the hopes of getting maintenance contracts. They're deliberately breaking coal mills and so on in order to get contracts. He's dealing with a legacy, also in his staff. The Eskom has got a very bloated staff, and they've frankly gone very lazy. He needs to now get that staff back up to speed and fix all of those problems that are historical problems before he can even get to a baseline from where he can say, right now we can start providing the basic service that everyone expects from Eskom.
So you have a capable manager who's been put in to head up the power utility, but because of the historic challenges and all these issues you point out, it's not fixing the issue. I mean, we've got poor roads, for example. We've got ailing water infrastructure in different parts of the country. Yeah. And, of course, we've seen now the floods in KwaZulu-Natal, how they have further exacerbated the situation.
Yeah, and that's the thing, when you don't fix your water infrastructure, I mean, this is my little town, our main water pipes are 70 years old. They have a lifespan of 30 years. Now, the municipality is scrambling to fix broken water pipes rather than replacing the infrastructure that should have been done 30, 40 years ago. And this happens everywhere. It happens with stormwater infrastructure in KwaZulu-Natal. It happens with sewage plants, water treatment plants. All of this stuff, when you neglect something for 10 or 20 years, to get back on top of the problem takes years. It can take as long as you neglected it. So you can end up with a decade and very large amounts of money just to get back to the baseline. Where you can sort of resume normal operations. So we have massive challenges in this country, and they're not going to go away overnight just because someone competent has been elected to government or someone competent was appointed in a particular position.
So what could be possible solutions? How do we fix our problems if not just changing faces will be the magic for the dysfunctionality of service delivery?
Well, it really is very. It'll have to go very deep. ultimately we're going to have to spend a lot more money than we are, which is sort of ironic in the sense that we've been overspending and we have been running up massive debts. But to fix all of this is going to take more money, right? So we need to basically go to lenders and say, look, and convince them that their money won't be thrown down a black hole. And that is going to take a lot of determination. And I'm not sure that the current government is frankly capable of doing that. It's going to take a lot to turn all of this around.
Yes, it's going to require a mammoth task. I was talking to a development economist last week, Ms. Pelisa Nkomo, who's also the chairman of Oxfam SA, and I was asking her, do we need a kind of our own Marshall Plan type? Because the challenges are so many, difficulties are so many. Thanks for your time. On your views, Mr. Ivo Vector from the Institute of Race Relations.